Hello, my name is Lauren. Welcome to my travel blog, or welcome back to my travel blog. As you can kind of see beside me here, I have a traveling backpack and a suitcase. And the reason why I have both of these items of luggage is because I'm going to help you figure out which luggage style is best for you for your different types of travels through my experience that I've had. So what kind of makes these two different luggage styles different? Well, of course, size is a huge one. A travel backpack, you definitely can't put as much stuff in as compared to a suitcase. Also, a travel backpack is a little bit more squishy. It's not as rigid, so breakable items can break a lot easier in this bag versus in a suitcase. And also, you definitely cannot fit as much stuff in this travel backpack versus a suitcase, just due to, like I said, the size. So you definitely have to monitor how much stuff you're going to put into this backpack versus being in your suitcase. Now that you're kind of going, well, why would I ever want to use a travel backpack? I'm going to help you figure that one out too. So the reason why I would use a suitcase is for a one destination location. So let's just say I'm going on a cruise, or I'm going to go to Florida or Cancun. I would highly recommend going the suitcase way, just because once you get to the location, you only have to deal with the suitcase going and coming to the location, and then once it's there, you'll put it in a closet, you take all your stuff out, and everything is good. You don't have to worry about constantly lugging the suitcase from place to place to place, because the suitcase can become very heavy, especially when you think of, oh, well, look at all this amount of space I have. Let's see how much stuff I should put in here, and oh, I need 14 days worth of clothing. Well, technically you don't, but you kind of think that way because you've got so much space to carry in a suitcase, which can cause this thing to become very awkward and very big to try and take from place to place to place. So that's when this backpack comes into play here. So I used this backpack instead when I went traveling through Europe, and the backpack was a lifesaver. So I went traveling with backpack, and friends of mine went traveling with a suitcase. And the amount of problems they occurred using the suitcase was amazing. The fact that some of the roads were not suitcase friendly, so they were pretty much carrying the suitcase around with them, which is pointless because that's not the point of a suitcase. You're supposed to drag it. Also, some places in Europe, they don't have elevators in the hotels, so you'd have to carry your suitcase up X amount of floors, which can be pretty uncomfortable if they are quite heavy. And they're also, like I said, awkward depending on the size of them. So definitely you have to kind of watch that as well. And some locations in Europe, they're very small hallway, very narrow, so you have to really watch it when you're dragging around a suitcase. And also when we were going on trains and things, they had to put the suitcase in a certain zone, and all the other suitcases of other travelers were in this same location, so they were trying to fish out their suitcase when I grabbed all my bag here, threw it on, and just jumped off the train, and I was fine. Where they were trying to pull off their suitcases and try and get them off the train, and it was causing a lot of problems from them dealing with this versus dealing with this. So there are situations where really a suitcase isn't the best way to go versus going with a backpack. So I've now actually leaned more going backpack style than using a suitcase, even though, like I said at the beginning, you get more space, it's more rigid, so you don't have to worry about your fragiles as much, and you can carry more coats, more shoes, more of a formal attire that you don't have to worry about. But when it comes to traveling, I really like the fact that when I was using the backpack, I brought less things, which was fantastic because I realized I didn't ever need the amount of stuff that I put into the suitcase. Also, when I used the backpack, it was so easy to transport. I never had to really worry about hitting anything with my backpack. I never had to worry about, well, am I going to be able to carry it? Is it going to cause problems? I going to not have an elevator and then suddenly I have to carry this thing up 5 flights of stairs to be able to get to my room. So I actually started to really love this after using it for 2 weeks. You just have to, like I said, watch the fact that if you're wanting to put souvenirs in here, you don't get as much of an option for that unless you pack really light and buy things when you're over in your destination. Versus this one that always seems to have everything you're ever going to need because you overpack it usually because of the size of it. So that's kind of the difference that I found with these different ones. For multiple destination traveling in a short period of time, I would recommend using, honestly, a backpack, just because you don't have to think as much when it comes to terrain, what you're doing, where you're going, and anything like that. All you have to really think about is, can the souvenirs that I want to bring with me fit in here, and will they be possibly breakable? That was my biggest worry, honestly, when using this backpack. Other than that, I absolutely loved using a travel backpack. I thought it was fantastic, and I'm definitely planning on using this again. With the classic suitcase, definitely fantastic for the fact that it is large. You can fit a lot of stuff in it. It's rigid, so you don't have to worry as badly about your breakables, which is fantastic. You just need to make sure that you know that these things aren't as easy to carry around. Some vehicles you can't really put these things in very well if you have multiple suitcases, because sometimes they don't fit properly and it gets kind of awkward when you're trying to put them on your lap. So these ones aren't bad for the one destination stay because you only have to transport them twice versus transporting something like this to multiple locations. So that's kind of the reason why I'd say, like I said, multiple destinations, short period of time, constantly moving, this style. One location, not really moving that often, and easy to put a lot more stuff in, would be more like a suitcase style. I hope that this travel blog has helped you out figuring out which style to use, backpack or suitcase, for your traveling journeys. If you have any questions for me though, please definitely ask. I'm here to try and help you with your traveling needs. Thank you so much for watching my travel blog. Have a good rest of your day. Thank you so much.